Hello everyone, I'm Chef Mike Scipione here representing Cento Products. Today we are going to make a tuna hummus salad topped with some sun-dried tomato and a little bit of sweet balsamic made on an Italian petite toast. All of the ingredients are from Cento, so let's get started. So what I like to do first is get the garnishes out of the way. This way you can just go right through your recipe. So in a blender, you're going to take the lid off. You're going to get sun-dried tomatoes by Cento. We're going to put them right in here and we're going to puree them. We're going to puree them right down. And it's only going to take a quick pulse. And you want it a little chunky. You want to have them a little chunky because you want to have a little bit of substance on the top of the tuna once we start plating it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is begin with our hummus. So right here I have 2 cans of Cento cannellini bean. Right into the food processor. Right over here we have a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. That's like my secret ingredient into the hummus. It gives it such a nice flavor, especially pairing with the tuna. It's not going to be overbearing. Next we're going to go with fresh lemon zest. And we're going to go directly in there. It's going to give you the lemon flavor without giving you the bitterness of the lemon. So as I'm going around here, I am actually turning the lemon not to get the white part, which is the pith, which is going to make it bitter. Next thing, we're going to add a shallot. I like shallot instead of garlic, gives it a more mild flavor. Teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Lid goes on, top comes off, and we're going to use our Cento olive oil. Food processor goes on high, and we're just going to drizzle. All right, so our hummus is pureed, and I'm going to show you the consistency that I like to use. Something that's a little bit less thick. This way it's nice and spreadable and it's going to mix well once we add it to the tuna. So we're going to leave this on the side. Get yourself a nice sized bowl. We have 2 cans of Cento tuna. I'm going to put the tuna right in the bowl. This way we have some spreading room. Now we're going to go with the hummus, and we're going to put it right in on top. Now you don't have to season the tuna. The tuna already has olive oil, so that's why you don't want the hummus extra loose. So get that out of the way. Just going to put a little bit of black pepper there to give it a little bit more flavor, and I'm going to mix it with a fork, and just as if you were making tuna with mayo, you're just going to mash it all together. So you got the great shallot flavor in there, the lemon zest, which is a great pairing with seafood. It's a nice, light, simple, easy summer dish for your guests. There's no cooking, no heat. You don't have to worry about being in a hot kitchen. And it's a one-stop shop. Cento products. Find them in the supermarket. So now we're going to get started with putting the petite toast together. Just like a nice heaping forkful, nothing overdone. You want to get the bite of the toast in there. You don't want it to get overplated. You don't want the toast to get soggy. So a nice, like I said, heaping forkful is perfect. Great dish. My mouth is watering right now thinking about how this is going to come together once we get the sun-dried tomato on there. Next is the sun-dried tomato, and we're just going to get a tablespoon and come right out of the blender. Why dirty another bowl is my theory. Nobody likes doing dishes. Right in the center. And then your tip, a lot of people hate using a blender. Here's the best tip I can give you for cleaning out your blender. Rinse it out, put a little bit of dishwashing soap in there, fill it back up with water, put it back on the motor and give it a couple spins. It'll get everything out from underneath the blade. It's one of the most simplest ways to clean up a blender, quickest and easiest, and you don't slice your fingers. So now, what I did with the balsamic is I cooked this down, took a couple hours on low, and I made it thick like a syrup. And what we're going to do is just one swipe right across the top. And what I did here, I added a little bit of honey, and I cooked it down for a couple hours instead of doing sugar. I like using honey, and we're just going to go right across the top. Nice little garnish here. And there you have it. Hummus tuna salad made with Cento products. Look for us in the supermarkets. If you can't find a product I'm using here in the supermarket, you can always go online to cento.com.